Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be doing episode number 25 of I Build Your Teams, the series where I build my viewers' teams with the best teams possible for my team showdown or whatever you might be playing. Just help you build the best squad you possibly can. So before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. So starting off with the first team today comes in from Free Slime Right. Says he's going to be sitting around 550 or 600k after his Paul George sells. And I look at this team. I don't know. First of all, I just personally think KD at the 3 is probably a little bit more MT than he's actually worth, especially because you have unsellable Pink Diamond Braun in your last 3 as well. I would sell KD and make the MT for him. You sell KD, he sells for a decent amount. I don't exactly know how much he's selling for right now, but I would think he's selling for enough to where you'll be close-ish to a million MT, if nothing else, 800-900k at least. And I just think realistically that would save you a lot of MT first and foremost. And then I would look to upgrade that center position. I don't know how you feel about Yao. If you love Yao, feel free to keep him. If not, I would consider cheap tactical downgrade, I guess, in a guy like Vlade Divac. I don't really think Vlade is worse than Yao, personally. I know he's smaller, but he's faster, he's a better shooter, he's more versatile overall. I really like Vlade Divac. I think he's really good. That'd be one big I'd want to pick up, and then I'd want to get another one as well, just because I don't like Dirk very much. For me, the backup center position realistically is probably best served being Rudy Gobert, would be my personal opinion, at least. I don't know. I think those two guys would really upgrade your center position personally, and maybe even save you a little bit more MT, considering Yao is probably more expensive than both those guys for sure, even both those guys combined. So in my opinion, you could swap KD for Braun, and you could swap, or even start Bender and bring Braun off the bench, and then you could swap Yao and Dirk for Vlade and Gobert and come out with even more MT than you have now. You might have 800-900k MT after doing that. And I think your lineup as is might be a little bit better. Plus you'll have more MT. That to me is a great way to start this team off. Second team today comes in from KS Hoops. He says he's got 1.5 mil, wants an absolute god squad to compete with tier 1 sweats. Okay, I got you. Let's build a team. That means, I think, at least from my interpretation, that I have the liberty to spend as much of the MT as I want for this team. So we'll start with the point guard upgrade. Pick who you like more between Cade and Reeves, bring them off the bench. Your starting point guard needs to probably be more of a shot creator if you're going to start Pip. Well, okay. We might change a lot about this team. Starting point guard, I would go Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Gary Payton. Give you somebody who can shot create. Backup point guard can be one of Cade or Reeves. Starting shooting guard, realistically, would be, well, it looks like you're level 40. I would use B. Roy. I would use B. Roy as your starting shooting guard. Maybe go SGA, B. Roy, LeBron. And then off the bench, you go Reeves, Pippen. I don't actually mind Malone. You could keep Malone in there, but I'd probably want like a Beasley. Maybe you go like, actually, well, Beasley off the bench means you need more size. You could have Cade in your last 3 to give you another option with some size as well. But I'd probably go SGA, B. Roy, Braun, and then Cade / Reeves, Pippen, Beasley as your 1 through 3s. Jaren is great as your backup 4, but I would pick up another 4, or maybe he's even your starting 4, but I would pick up another 4. Realistically, maybe Vlade Divac slides in at your 4 and you get a Wemby at the 5. So then you have something along the lines of, again, SGA, B-Roy, Braun, maybe Jaren, and then Wemby. And then off the bench, you have something along the lines of Cade or Reeves, Pippen, Beasley, Vlade, and D-Rob. Something like that feels like it makes sense to me. I had to think about it, but I think that's probably around where I would go with that squad. Next team today comes in from Stanman. Says he's got 80,000 MT after he sells some stuff, which isn't a ton of MT to work with, but he is in need of some good upgrades. Now, he does have Jason Richardson in his last 3. I would absolutely throw Jay Rich into the lineup here over DeMar DeRozan as your backup shooting guard. I don't love any of these cards. The fact you only have 80,000 MT, it makes me think that you probably open packs with MT. If you do that, first and foremost, don't. It's a terrible idea, especially if you're no money spent. It is an awful idea. It's just a waste of MT, and it limits your ability to make upgrades to your team pretty significantly. But with that being said, I do think you could use a power forward center upgrade mainly and maybe a small forward upgrade as well. I mean, even like Pink Diamond Kawhi. this is going to sound crazy, but I would get Amethyst GG Jackson over him. I feel like Amethyst GG Jackson is a big upgrade there. That's one player I would get. You're level 40, you have B-Roy, and you have Pro Pass B-Roy, so you should use Reeves as well. Reeves would probably be your starting point guard, then Cade or Wade, whoever you prefer, could come off your bench. And then you have B-Roy and J-Rich as your 2s. Carmelo and maybe GG Jackson as your 3s, or Carmelo and LeBron as your 3s would be an option as well. Actually, I would do that. Carmelo and LeBron are your 3s. Power forwards, kind of need 2 new ones. I don't love Weber or Dwight, but maybe you use one of them off the bench and then you pick up a starter, somebody like a Paulo Banchero or a Pink Diamond Joel Embiid or a Pink Diamond Akeem or a Diamond Jaren, somebody like that. And then you do need another center as well. And honestly, I would get Diamond Tyson Chandler. I love that card. Get Diamond Tyson Chandler with gold badges on him, so shooting badges, break starter, and he will be a beast. To me, that is how I would go about upgrading this squad as of right now to make it a little more well-rounded. Bazinga says he's got 460,000 MT, badged out Peyton and Artest. Bender, GP, Artest, and Wemby are all sellable. I would say that Artest, as good as he is with 460k MT, is probably worth selling. The reason that I say that, you're level 32, you're almost to level 40, you can just slide B-Roy in there and he's not going to be that different. I know he's not quite as good defensively, but he's got, in my opinion, a better release offensively, and I really like B-Roy. So to me, that's going to save you a ton of MT, and you can really just throw in a filler until there, to be honest, because it's only 8 levels. Go grind a little bit more and you'll get to level 40 very soon. So that would then give you GP, B-Roy, Beasley, and then Levine, J-Rich, and Bender off the bench. I like that a lot. Power forwards are good. Jaren and McAdoo, and centers are good. Wemby and D-Rob. In my opinion, selling Artest will get you over 1 million MT. It'll give you a lot of MT flexibility with future drops. And your team, once you get B-Roy, is basically going to play exactly the same. I know I'm not making a lot of changes to this team, but in my opinion, you just got to maximize that MT. And I think Artest is your biggest opportunity to do that because you have the sellability of him and the fact that B-Roy is coming in soon. Also, could always potentially throw Reeves in at one of your point guard positions. If you wanted to sell Gary, Gary's really good, but Reeves is not that much worse. If you wanted to make even more MT, that's another option. I'll leave that one up to you though. Jump TV, hopefully I get picked. You did get picked today, congratulations. I say Reeves is really good. Wade and Isaiah, I don't see Pro Pass versions either. I mean, this team needs a whole rework, to be honest. Reeves, B-Roy is good. Although you're using the non-Pro Pass B-Roy, but you have Reeves, which means you have the Pro Pass, so you should be using the Pro Pass B-Roy. Let's go in here and let's just actually rebuild this team a little bit, because this one's a little bit all over the place and I think it needs some work. So Reeves there, make sure you're using Pro Pass B-Roy. He's got the slightly better animations and stuff. And it's this team right here. So that's good. Are there any other cards here that I actually like? Anthony Davis, I do think is fine. Jason Tatum, I think is all right. I don't love him, but I think he's definitely usable. Let's see. Let's go in here and do some work. So you have about 220 KMT. Nobody that I can see is sellable. So maybe you do just run, well, okay. Backup point shooting guard, Matt Barnes. Love this card. He can actually shot create. His jumper's awesome. Stephon Castle, backup point guard. There you go. So that's going to cost you 20k between the two of those cards. So that's good. You need centers. You have 223k. I'm going to throw in the one that I recommend for everybody who doesn't have a ton of MT. Tyson Chandler should be your backup center, starting center. One of Kristaps Porzingis or Vlade Divac. We'll throw Vlade in there because I think Vlade, unless you get a badged KP, is probably better. So something like that. I know Vlade is going to be a big chunk of your MT, but I think he's worth it. You need another power forward and you need another small forward. And realistically, I think your best bet to fill those positions is realistically just like a Diamond Jaren Jackson Jr. Maybe you go something like this, and then you're starting small forward. You have Xavier McDaniel. Actually, you could just throw him in there for now. Something like this. This is not a perfect team, but it is a much improved team from the squad that you have right here, and it gives you a direction with your squad for sure. At this point, I would recommend maybe you grind domination for Bob McAdoo to make more MT. You could sell Jaren, slide McAdoo as your starting power forward. That'll make you some more MT as well. Like, just got to find a way to make some more MT so you can continue to upgrade the squad. But something like this is going to be a lot better than what you got right here, right now. So that's what I like. And then the last team today comes in from my boy Setlon, 5.2 million MT. The only reason I really included his team is because he has Goat Tatum. And I noticed that, I was like, oh my gosh, that is a rarity. You do not see very many Goat Tatums, even at this point in the year. It's still extremely rare. So I respect the grind. I don't know if I agree with the grind. That seems kind of miserable to me, to be honest, but he been grinding, no doubt about it. So my thought process with this team with 5.2 mil is I would upgrade somewhere. And I think the best place to upgrade right now with this team is your power forward position. Wilt is fine, but I don't love the card. I would go get Chet Holmgren. I think he's worth it. I think he's the most impactful guy that you can get at the power forward center position, either him or Hakeem. If you want the faster release, Hakeem is a great option as well. I just personally think Chet is maybe a little more impactful defensively with his length and his player build and things of that nature. He gets really good animations, but I think either one is a very good option. I would not be mad at all about picking up either of those two guys. And with 5.2 mil, you can do that and still have over 4 mil left over. Got the flexibility to do that. And I think your team is really good. To me, that's the biggest spot to upgrade, though. If you want a Wilt-esque player who's a better shooter as well, Hakeem might be more of your option, but one of those two guys is going to be who I would target. And then maybe even upgrade that backup center position. I think Vlade is better than D-Rob. I'm really high on Vlade. I would just throw him in there as well. That's 100K that you could easily afford to spend. So you upgrade those two spots, and I think you're chilling, man. Really good team. I respect the heck out of the grind. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Last team for the video. So I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.